Crow.
Let's see Dave the Train and David Allen Crow right out of the gate, guys. First reaction.
I got crows in my backyard bigger than him.
Paradise?
I don't think he's scaring anyone, even small birds.
I thought he was going to wrestle in that sack.
And do you hear that reaction?
Coming, small packages. The Baronis brothers making a name for themselves here in Louisville from Nashville, Tennessee. Now look at these guys.
Michael and Jermaine.
And their opponents from Knoxville, Tennessee, Brent and Brendan, the Baronis brothers. Kenny, you're a generation behind. That glove isn't a throwback to the Jacksons. That's a tribute to Chris Brown, believe it or not.
Oh, it's Chris Brown, Well, Chris Brown stole it from Michael Jackson.
Brent and Brandon, the Baronis brothers, two young guys out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
I wonder if these two beat up their girlfriends.
Oh, they are? Fraternal?
Do these two beat up their girlfriends? Have they got a girlfriend named Brianna?
No. We never do such things. These two young guys, very...
Were they from the Isle of Samoa?
They're from Knoxville.
I thought it was you sure?
God, you're being a silly bee today.
I've been to Knoxville, and there ain't nobody running around in Knoxville look like these guys.
Listen to the young ladies in the audience. They're going wild for these
What
guys.
would a young lady see in these two clowns? You mean to tell me that at the four in the ring, I got to root for a crow?
Good-looking young guys, athletic, very fit, but wait until you see the way that they wrestle in the ring. I think that's what's got the fans behind them.
The twins, they wrestle as a unit, the minds unified. I think as one. And they definitely have the experience edge. Just graduating from Nick Dinsmore's beginner's class.
Now that's David Allen Crow, right?
However, they have worked in Tennessee, in their home state.
Yes, they have wrestled and competed in Tennessee. I agree.
Ow, he just slapped that Samoan.
Oh! And
getting out of hand here.
Train to derail.
I think David Allen Crow.
To the ring right now.
I think David Allen Crow has the wrong partner. Paradise, I don't know if you remember him or not. Do you remember an old amateur wrestler around OVW named Joe Dirt?
I do know. I remember.
I think David Allen Crow and Joe Dirt would be an excellent tag team.
I think they really get along.
The two of them together wouldn't weigh 99 pounds. Both of them uglier than a mud fence. I mean, when you wear a sack over your head to the ring, there's got to be a reason.
On the Crow, hits that far side rope. Look at how quick they run the ropes here. That's typical of the offense that you'll see from both Baronis twins.
If David Allen Crow had kept that sack on his head for the whole match, I'd be his biggest fan.
Did you know when I've come out dressed up too, and I've had a sack on my head for entire matches?
Guys, you talk about all four of these guys.
You've had a sack on your head for entire dates from what I've heard.
I talked to Mr. Wrestling and back before the show, and I said, who's the standout? Who's the best? Who do you keep your eyes on of today's show? He said, I have never had a class as good as this one.
Who said that?
He couldn't name a standout in it.
You see it, but I see two right here.
Did he say he ever had a class as bad as this one?
These two guys, the Baronis brothers, been given a couple chances on OVW's live events. I've seen them compete. Haven't carved out a win for themselves, but pretty impressive and improving along the way.
Could this be their night?
This show is being main evented by David Allen Crow.
To place the first mark in the win column for the Baronis brothers. It's Brandon who's going to try and match strength with the Train, and I don't know if that's the greatest plan of attack, Paradise.
What I want to know is who detached David Allen Crow from a cornfield and blew life into him. I assume you. Quit blowing life into things like that, for crying out loud. Leave them in the fields where they belong.
I can't help it.
Train, just 20 years old, out of Cincinnati, Ohio. All power. He played football. He wrestled. He even boxed. Soccer, basketball, you name it, he has done it. This is an athlete.
Joe Dirt would roll over in his grave.
Through and through.
God rest his soul.
The Baronis brothers running there right now. Definitely a size disadvantage.
He held up that size 4 shoe there.
And now Crow's going to take advantage of this one, King. It's like a little play out of the bowling playbook.
I'm just praying that those tights stay up on the Crow. I know it's the smallest ones in the world they make. Those wouldn't fit my arm.
And Paradise, correct me if I'm wrong here. The mistake that I saw here in the plan of attack from the Baronis brothers is they tried to match strength with the big guy, David the Train.
Absolutely, it's silly. Number one, they tried to match strength, and number two, they weren't reaching for the tag. If you would have reached for a tag over the top rope, they probably would have been okay.
Nice maneuver there.
Now remember, what did I say earlier? Flash and substance.
They stole that from the Andrettis.
Double elbow drop into the cover.
They've been watching old BS DVDs.
You gotta watch Flash and substance. They almost tripped over themselves trying to be flashy with that double leapfrog thing. You gotta be quick and effective here. Flash only does well when you can execute. Otherwise, you're going to dig yourself in a hole, man. I'm telling you.
Well, they did execute it, and they did pull off their maneuvers. So what more do you want out of them?
Well, might have tweaked an ankle, though, King. I'm serious.
Well,
what happens next time?
But don't you believe that they should stay in their wheelhouse here? Brandon hits that far side rope and doesn't know where he wants to go. He figures it out and lights out to the Crow.
That's always been my pet peeve about maneuvers off the top rope. I saw what Psycho Sid did. You can break a leg doing this.
Again, but don't you believe that they should stay in their wheelhouse, guys? If speed and agility is what's in your favor, that's where you stay.
So all of a sudden, Delbert knows more than me and you about this. What do you think about that?
I'm just saying that.
Isn't that amazing what you can learn from behind that microphone?
It's just like David Allen Crow knows more than you and me. Hey, don't worry about it.
He probably does.
Where's the balance, man?
The point is, sure, it worked this time, and he only almost fell. But what happens next time? What happens next time? All it takes is one out. If you're competing night in and night out, all it takes is one slip, and that's all it ever takes. Now that, in my opinion, effective maneuver.
But on the other hand, did you ever see a team called the Rock and Roll Express?
Yeah.
How many risks did you see them take?
The Train in to make the save here.
You got to remember, this is developmental class.
Yep.
This is amongst their first matches, not the Samoans here. They've had a few
and Brandon,
from the Isle of Samoa.
Being a bit more methodical here.
You're not from Samoa.
Knoxville, who's buying that?
Being a bit more methodical here, slowing.
Knoxville would have ran them out on a rail.
A tactic or a maneuver that Mr. Wrestling may have taught them?
Mr. Wrestling has definitely had a hand in their training, but you can definitely see they walked in with their own flavor. They had their own vision of what they wanted to be.
So they thought they even knew more than Nick Dinsmore, huh?
Where Mr. Wrestling comes in is helping cultivate and bring out the best in them.
Did you see that?
David Allen Crow.
David Train with a knee right to the small of the spine of Brandon Baronis.
He'd only put that sack back on his head.
The referee distracted by the other twin on the outside.
I wish I had a sack on my head.
And that has turned the tide in the favor of...
You wish you had a sack on your head?
I wish you had a sack on your head.
We're more alike than you think.
You're a two-bagger, that's for damn sure.
And I talked about the power of this young athlete, Dane the Train.
He keeps on making eye contact with me. I think he wants to make out.
Maybe he's setting his sights on you. What way to make a statement and take down the top
Who wants to make out with you?
Room 223.
David Allen Crow?
That's not what I think he was looking at you for, Paradise. And
he's not my type anyways.
What is your type?
Huh? Guys who can wrestle without their shirt.
Hey.
Here we go. Side slam.
Cover here.
I'm sure he could.
Are you commenting on the physical stature of Dane the Train?
Well, the thing that's impressive about David Train right now is his aggressiveness and his strength.
I can name 10 on the roster right now. I'd like to give a shirt too.
Number 1,
Hits that turnbuckle.
Number 2, Bolin. Number 3,
trying to escape. Nowhere for Brandon Baronis to run. Is this going to be a 2?
I thought that was it.
I'd like to give a hood to the Prince.
Dane the Train thought it was it as well. Got a little upset with the ref.
Or take his hood off. I like everybody seeing his bald head. Shiny. Like Mr. Clean. Except not. Go for that tag! You gotta go for that tag!
You get frustrated sitting at the desk watching his matches. You're yelling out instructions, Paradise, and perhaps it'll be a goal for the tag as his brother comes in to make the save. Brent may have just saved Brandon from losing this matchup here.
You hear the crowd though. He came in, drop kicked him in the face, and the crowd didn't like it. They felt like he was bending the rules maybe a little bit. In my opinion, it was just simple retribution, but the crowd, I think, disagreed. But then again, all that really matters is the winning tonight. All that matters is
you also have to realize that a lot of people in the crowd right now perhaps have had know Mr. Train or know the Crow.
Spades is spades, Gilbert. Spades is spades.
Good is good, right is right, wrong is wrong. I understand that. I also understand that Brandon Baronis really needs to make a tag right now.
He should have reached for it earlier, tried to tag earlier instead of showboating. Trying to take the match on his own.
You got a lot of problems with this showboating. Now, do you ever showboat, Paradise?
No.
Oh, look at this.
I would never.
Brent trying to show the referee, and he finally does.
I can see you with a job on a showboat.
Now, what right did the ref have to kick through his hand? That was his first defense on that thing. He didn't even go for a 5 count.
Perhaps a little bit of frustration from the referee.
Well, Josh Ashcroft, one of our officials, he's also newer. He's also a newer ref, so that might have been his experience speaking out to him. The moment might have gotten to him there. Nate, you gotta reach for that tag! Reach for that tag!
Every time Brandon Baronis tries to create some distance, he cannot work his way into his
I got a feeling what's going on in his skull right now. He doesn't even know if he's got a tag team partner.
The Crow putting Brandon in the turnbuckle here. Tied to that proverbial tree of woe, if you will. And this is dangerous territory.
As the Crow flies.
No way to protect yourself when you're hanging upside down.
All 88 pounds of him right into the Samoan.
But why doesn't the Crow go for the cover here? Oh, he does, and it's cocky.
Can you imagine if David Allen Crow got cocky?
That one didn't work out.
Perhaps he should have covered the leg.
Kick to the nipple. Here we go. Oh, David Allen Crow. Top rope.
Crow looks like he's got to take to the air one more time. He's ascending that top rope in a slow and methodical manner. What's he got planned? Is he taking too much time, guys? Indeed he was. Indeed he was, and he tried to redirect in the middle
Crow
of the
didn't
air.
fly very far that time.
But that didn't pay off for him. He looks like he could have blown out that knee, Paradise.
Remember what I was talking about earlier.
Flash of substance.
There you go.
You're seeing the lesson right now. But here comes Brett Baronis.
Fresh man.
He has been stewing on the outside of the ring for quite some time.
What I tell you.
Watching his brother get worked over, and he's had enough. That spin leg kick into the cover, to it. The train in, Dane the train in again to make the save one more time.
The train saves the Crow again.
With the brothers working together here, able to escape the double single foot.
Maybe.
What do they have planned for the Crow now? What do they have planned for the Crow?
I don't know. It looks like a couple of bullies to me. Poor Crow.
Set up for the ride. Off the rope, the Crow ducks. Oh, the train. They forgot about the outside. Incoming. Incoming. And the distraction. I thought that was going to be it. Brandon got distracted by his brother.
David Allen Crow thinks he's won it.
Onto the train, and the Crow went for the roll-up. Frankly, Paradise, that was smart of him.
Yeah, absolutely. But what happened to Brandon Baronis? He got rolled up. Now he's laying on the ground. Did he get hurt? Well, his head, he hit the back of his head on the mat, or what?
That's Brent outside of the floor. Brandon in the grasp of the train now. And the Crow.
Ready to fly one last time.
Flash versus Substance. Flash versus Substance. We're seeing a lot of Dante, a lot of showboating on both ends here, Paradise.
Absolutely. Experience speaks. One of these guys, they need to lock this thing away as opposed to worried about spinning around and dancing.
Can the Baronis twins do it here?
That ought to be it.
Off the top rope, tag team tandem. Is this going to be it? There's the cover, and it is. Here are your winners, Brent and Brendan, the Baronis brothers. The first mark in the win column for Brent and Brandon at homecoming.
Less dancing, more winning.
Papa John's.
You like that, didn't you?
I did like that.